Welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm recording this for the second time because, as you know, the video the other day was all bullhorn and it was bad. Like, can I hear it now? Yeah. So it sounded something like worse than this, and it was probably funny the first time you did it.
Like, it was probably really funny, and then it got really fucking annoying. So, we're just...
Doing this? Okay, so I've got this. This is not what happened, by the way. This is my Go XLR, and it's not that bad. Oh, there we go. Hey, there's the button I was looking for. Yeah, so announcing, ladies and gentlemen, for the bit, we have a Reddit. That's right. I am now officially a Reddit mod. Ladies and gentlemen, the counselor is now a Reddit mod of his own like Reddit. So it makes sense. No, it makes sense. So for those that wanted it, I don't know if you asked for it, but there was like one or two people who asked, and so I made it. This is for you guys to post whatever the heck you want, game related, Destiny related. Just follow the general rules, just because I don't want to become a cesspool. But outside of that, and here's the deal. Post some funny stuff or things that are interesting or conversation. And if if it becomes enough, we can make a video. But if it's not enough and it's a couple posts, I could feature it in a video as an intro. Why not? Spice up the videos with you guys, the community. So follow Mr. Gaming Counselor for your beautiful faces. Again, just for you. There it is. All right. What's unfreaking unbelievable today is exotics. I just got done doing a 6-hour stream for us farming for exotics. And why was I farming for exotics? And trying to get certain roles, because it's very, very important as a PSA and just a heads up. Exotics are going to be worse in Edge of Fate. Let's read it and let's talk about it, shall we? Something that I missed when I went over the TWID, and it needs to be shout from the mountaintops to farm exotics right now. But why? Long term, we hope to eventually add support to exotics to access the benefits of higher tiers using a dedicated system that reflects their nature as a unique centerpiece in your builds. Although this system won't be... Hold on. I gotta be Bungie for a minute.
There we go. Although this system won't be ready for the year of prophecy.
All right. So we wanted to make sure that exotic armor could benefit from armor archetypes and the reworked masterwork system. While your existing roles will be converted 1-to-1, that's right, your stats 1-to-1. The new stats, like example, mobility will now be 1-for-1 the weapon stat. New drops, so Edge of Fate, your new drops of exotics will be upgraded automatically to Armor 3.0. This means they will have their stats determined by archetypes, receive the new masterwork system, and drop with full mod energy by default. While these drops will have a specific will not, does not, cannot, shall not have a specific gear tier. Their stats will roll as if they were tier 2. 58 to 63 total stats. One's masterwork, this should be comparable to all but the very best armor rolls. Why is this important? Currently, you can get up to 70. That's right, I rolled a 70. So you can actually get access to tier 4 right now. Exotics, if you're super lucky. But the best you can at least do is get to 69 or 68 or 67. Right, you can guarantee to get tier 3. You will not have that option as soon as Edge of Fate releases. You're stuck here. You are at the almost bottom of the barrel. Like, we're literally like, this is generic trash armor and then the exotics. And this is exotics now. This is exotics in the future. Bungie is actively choosing to make exotics worse. And what's worse, it will be an entire year. In fact, here's words are important. You got to read between the lines. You got to focus on the language. They did not say that we will have this done in a year. Long term, we hope to eventually add support. Not that we are going to add support, that we will have support. We hope. We're living on a prayer, baby. The language is like night and day difference. We hope. We're hoping that we'll have it in a year, right? In a year's time, we hope. Why is this also a big deal? Because everyone's going to want to farm for their roles, to focus on all these different, different roles right now. They want to focus into that stat because things are changing, so your builds are going to change. That means within a year or so, all your builds are going to be worse. You're going to farm for tier 5 in this year, and then you're going to have to refarm it to match your exotic that you're also going to have to refarm because, let's be honest, if you're stuck in tier 2, the worst stat piece of armor in the game, you're going to try to min-max your tier 5s to revolve around that bad statted exotic. But once you get access to good exotics, you're going to have to rearrange your entire build again. Which, it's bad. Here's the thing. I'm okay with regrinding armor, especially for armor sets. I love this. Mwah. I love sets. I love the armor. I don't want people to think that I'm unhappy and I'm complaining. I love armor 3.0 or 4.0, whatever it is now, 3.5. I love the sets. And I think the reason I would be interested to farm is, for instance, this coming, we're getting the Bushido set, and it's going to be great for swords. And I'm a sword guy. I'm a blade guy. That's my Titan, is Blade Master. The idea that I can have a set focused on that, but let's say in a year, they release a set that's focused on glaive. I would be okay to focus a glaive armor set. But what I'm not okay with is having to feel obligated to refarm everything again. Like, I have to go refarm an entirely new Bushido set to match this exotic that now I can get a good armor roll on it. Like, that's the problem. It's a problem in the future that you're wasting your time now, because in the future, you're just going to be doing the work again. It's worthless, pointless grinding. I'm okay deciding, you know what? There's a new set of that I would like to have in mixed match. That's great. That's horizontal. That's a horizontal grind. I'm okay. That means there's no like power creep really. It's just everything is, I'm just looking for the different interesting set pieces, right? But the moment that you're like, okay, well now you have the option to get better stats. Now it's a power creep. It's generic power creep for no damn reason. And it's on the same armor that maybe I want. Maybe you have a good build, but now you're like, oh, well now for this build, Aeon's renewal, now I have to regrind Aeon's renewal for the 10th time or whatever, right? I don't know. It's just, it feels bad. Because I want to grind because it's something interesting to grind, not because I'm just trying to fix a build that was broken because Bungie decided to release exotics half-ass. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're intentionally releasing bad statted gear for no reason. It's crazy. They deliver these systems half-baked. They rush it out the door. Guys, we're doing these changes, but we're not done. Here's these changes, but we're figuring out how to fix it. Like, we don't actually know. It's an idea that someone cooked up. Like, hey, that sounds good. Throw it out the door, and then we'll worry about it later. You know, Bungie's motto: Bungie, velocity over quality. It's not going to pull up. I used to have a tab over it, but it's not going to pull it up. But yeah, that was their oh yeah. There was a part of the line of this, the beware over delivery, which is funny because part of that was literally velocity over quality is essentially shove it out the door. We'll fix it later. And this is a clear indication of that, guys. Like, this whole system, like, this is unacceptable. And what's sad is they have the opportunity. And I went to Twitter and I absolutely called Bungie out on their bullshit. You know how I did the marathon tweet? And I love that tweet. That thousands of views and likes and people shared it. Like every YouTube video talking about marathon and R theft used that whole tweet, especially with the chart I made. And I love that I have made impacts in the community and that I have educated people. It makes me feel so happy that the people who hate me, I get to dance Fortnite dance in front of them. Yeah. What happened? Huh? Uh-oh. Did I kill it? Uh-oh. I meme so hard that the whole microphone. By the way, if there's like an error or something, just forgive me. I'm not re-recording for the third time, so. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Apparently, I messed with something and it didn't like it. Anyways, moving on. I went on Twitter, as I did. By the way, even Scarrow doesn't like this change, and that should tell you everything. I do not understand this at all. Why are we making stats on exotics just flat out worse? Am I missing something? And of course, Bungie Destiny 2 team decides, yeah, we're going to make a comment as if this is going to make things better. To start, exotic armors will have stats similar to tier 2. We're looking into ways to increase or upgrade stats over time, but we don't have a firm plan just yet. Stay tuned for more details. Even though in your own TWID that you just released, you specifically say, although the system won't be ready for Year of Prophecy. So for a year, you won't have a way to fix this, which is funny because they're like, yeah, we have no idea this is going to be tier 2. It's like, we'll let you know when we'll find some ways to figure it out, right? Or just make them tier 4 or at base. Like, let's not act like it's a mystery how to make exotic stats better. You literally are choosing to make exotics worse, even though they are supposed to be the best gear in the game. Bungie has the power to make them tier 3, tier 4. Let's not give Bungie the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, dev, they don't have the resources. What do you mean? They're converting it. Just make them tier 4. And I even said, I know, even like I even said specifically, like I get not wanting tier 5 exotics. That should be reserved for ultimate mode grind, just like regular tier 5 armor would be. But making all exotics immediately a detriment to your build is ass backwards to build crafting, which is what they tried to explain and make this a good thing. Like Armor 3.0 is all about build crafting. Yet we're going to do the one thing that makes it a shitty experience. And then, of course, you have Bungie ball fondlers coming out and looking like clowns. It's crazy how uneducated some of the Destiny community is about this. And I'm going to say this. There is some people who generally don't know, right? They see the TWAB or they don't see the TWAB. There are people who generally don't understand. And then you explain it to them and they get it. Like my community, there's people who didn't realize and understood what that meant. But there are people who literally you can tell them and they're like, no, you did this. We're going to look at 2 people who did it. Like I get not wanting tier 5. I said that. I'm sure glad Mr. Wait, hold on. I'm sure glad. Hold on. No. Wait. Hold on.
I'm sure glad. Let's do this one. Nope.
I'm sure glad. Oh, you sure? Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm sure glad. Nope. I'm sure glad.
God dang it.
I'm sure glad. Yeah, I'm going to be really annoying for this. I'm sure glad Mr. Gaming on Twitter knows what the F the build crafting is like on the unreleased update because I just know he's got the insider information. Yes, insider knowledge. We've got YouTube previews breaking down the stats and Bungie blogs showcasing the stat changes. Sorry, you forgot your clown badge here. And not even just people reacting. We have in-game footage of what the stats and everything looks like. Of course. The she with overpowered abilities, those exotics in the stat system you've never played in. Shoot, I don't know why they aren't taking advice from Mr. Gaming himself. You've got it on lock. Can I just educate people? This is Bungie's TWID, right? They've advertised these videos for 2 weeks straight. And even in their next, like 3-4 weeks, of advertising it. Just like, here we go. Now a video about build crafting and how to work those new stats directly from London. Benny goes over how much the new stats and builds may change your playstyle with a focus on PvP. That's right. This video specifically goes over build crafting, you stupid mother. Dude, I can't like this is why I call out Bungie bot funders, because they're so freaking stupid. They are so god awfully stupid. Some of the stupidest human beings I have ever met in my life. Because you could tell them and explain things to you, can give them information. You could be the nice guy and try to educate, but well, let's go to what this guy replied. Overpowered abilities has zero merit into the discussion when you can farm exotics now that will translate into tier 3. The extent of potency is not a valid argument. We're not talking about whether exotics are overpowered or not. We're talking about why is this a tier 2? Especially when they're going to change and make exotics in the future to be tuned with better stats in the future. So like they're choosing to make them worse only for them to get better in the future. Why can't you just make them good now? With better stats. Even their own twid, they're working on it, but it won't be available in the year prophecy, which throws your entire argument out the window. Stats system you've never played. Like the argument is, oh, that's overpowered, so we can't make the stats on them good. No, that doesn't, if they're going to already do it, so it doesn't matter what you say. Like the argument, it's exotics are too powerful. They need to be weaker to counterbalance that. That argument goes out the window. That's what I was implying. Stat system you've never played. We know what stats are translating to. We've seen what stats look like via YouTube previews. The stat system isn't a mystery. Compared to your ignorance on this situation, yes, I do got it on lock, and you could learn a thing or two. And I love the replies. You are too slow to argue with, little bro. I really can't with people like you who just want reasons to be mad over a situation that, as you said, will be resolved in a next DLC or whenever they decide to add the change. It's not even next DLC. It's in the year. Like if you read what they said, they clearly say sometime maybe. They even say that. I'm putting words in their mouth. They just said in the year prophecy it won't be done. We don't even know what that translates into. That's me being gracious and giving them the benefit of the doubt, saying that within a year it will be fixed. That they specifically worded it in a way that you just don't know, especially with hope and eventualities. Resolved. You're mad to be mad. That's really all. No, I love the system, but they are ruining the build crafting aspect by intentionally making exotics worse when I can farm exotics right now to give me tier 3. Like it's ass backwards. Again, it doesn't make sense. I just provide an adequate and factually backed argument. Your only reply is you're too slow. Just have the balls to admit you're wrong. Make yourself look like a clown because you have nothing to stand out, little bro. Just back to McDonald's and keep putting the fries in the bag. Then we have someone, and the fact that you believe you got it all figured out, but it ain't working at Bungie. Well, all right, my guy. You got at it. As a matter of fact, you're right. If that helps you, here, your opinion is correct. The best on the internet. I can't wait till you're hired. Man, I love people who are so fucking stupid. Man, mentally challenged people really are like magnets. There's nothing to figure out. Stats are changing one for one. You know what? Here, let me educate them. Let me. All right, let me educate this guy. Oops. If with the highest current, so let's backtrack. There's nothing to figure out. Stats are changing 1 to 1. Current exotics, if they within the highest current roll possible, 64, they will be converted to tier 3. Bungie is intentionally making exotics 3.0 to be tier 2, when could easily make tier 3, 4, or even 5. I don't understand how stupid you have to be not to understand that. When most content creators and streamers are spending their time farming for tier 3 exotics, now encouraging their communities to do the same, so they don't have worse exotics and eat over it. That's a problem. Stay in school, kids. This isn't a valid or structured criticism Bro did debunk your argument. This is clout, especially if you acknowledge that they are working. Next, if you're trying to compare the 500 playtesters to 10 players like you already lost, we're going to break the game as players. You are factually wrong. Even tier 3. uh, so based on, I turned off the music and I don't know why. But so based on Bungie's own statement, it's very possible it could take longer. We already have access to exotics, and people are grinding right now for tier 3 exotics, which will convert 1-to-1 and be better than any possible EOT exotic role. This is fundamentally a flawed system that Bungie has chosen to do half-baked. They can choose whatever tier exotics turn into. It's not some kind of mystery or some kind of random pool. Bungie literally has full control. And if you think that you need play testers, you're dumb as fuck. You need play testers who test out a tiered exotic, which is only stats and is comparable to other armor, generic armor. You are dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. Someone's got to call it out. Someone's got to call these people out. Let's educate them. On, I'm doing this live. I've never used this highlight tool, but I want them to really see it. There you go. Doing my part to educate the dumbest people in the world. Oops. I'm doing my part, chat. There you go. There it is. Yep, the dumbest people that you ever see in Destiny. And what I have to tell you, if you're that stupid and you don't understand the problem, go back to McDonald's and please put the fries in the bag, because and go back to high school because you don't understand numbers. Again, no one is saying that we need to be the best tier, but it should be at base minimum tier 3, like the exotics we currently are getting right now, or it needs to be tier 4, especially if it's going to be longer than a year before they fix the system. Hell, right now I have a tier 4 I have an exotic that's going to convert to a tier 4. I have a 70. That means I'm going to get extra mod energy with that exotic weapon right now. So what's going to happen, just so people know, content creators and people who grind now are going to be at an advantage for day 1. Because they're going to have extra mods, and extra mod space for builds could make a difference. It could. We don't know. And that's the problem. Well, that's not the problem. That's a problem. The biggest problem is that you're going to have to re-grind all this shit again. Not because you want to chase a new set, but because Bungie decided, we're being lazy and slapping tier 2 instead of making it tier 3 or 4. It's so funny that people think that the stats need to be play tested, or my God, it's gonna be it's gonna be so powerful, and the most powerful thing ever. Everyone's gonna be nuking, one-shotting bosses. You can't give them tier 4 exotics. It's so powerful. The most powerful gear you ever seen. The most powerful you ever seen. No, Bungie can't do that. Now I'm just making fun of them, but they deserve to be made fun of. They're dumber than the. I don't know what's a dumb animal. They're dumber than the dumbest dumb thing that ever dumbed. Anyways, last shout out. We're close to 3,000 subscribers, and check out the Reddit. It broke. Oh crap. Oh well, I don't know if this is robot or when it broke, so I hope for the best. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.